All right, today we are going to be speccing up a signal yellow Porsche 902.2 GTS for Carrera. I've had this request made in one of the comments for one of my videos a good couple of weeks ago, but I finally had a chance to knock it up and I think it's a real beauty. So let's get to that configuration. We're going to find the signal yellow down here in paint to sample. It's all the way down here. The comment here said spare no expense. So we are going to spare no expense in doing this. With signal yellow, you're dealing with a very high gloss, very bright yellow. And that brings into question again the matte black plastics and the satin wheels. Some of you really like them. I hate them. If we're going to spend this sort of money, we want this car to look absolutely incredible. And so we're going to bring in the high gloss. 3 components as usual for our spec. The yellow, high gloss chrome, and high gloss black is going to turn this into a multi-million rand Porsche worth talking about. I'm going to choose my standard and favorite wheel on the GTS, which is the Carrera S wheel. You'll see in the Carrera S wheel, the wheel is very broad around the outside with a lot of this chrome. Looks a little bit like it's off of an EV. We've got to slim this wheel down for yellow by simply selecting the highly polished surfaces option over here, 0 rand option, and it automatically fills those silvered extensions in with high gloss black and slims the wheel, making it pop like crazy and giving it a much more aggressive look on the GTS. On an interior perspective, we've got a few challenges now because we can't do the two-tone. It won't work on the interior. I've tried. What we've got to do is we've got to stick to the basics. We bring in black, and then we're going to use another function in the Porsche configurator that's going to help us bring in the yellow accents like crazy. But let's fill in the interior first. We're sparing no expense, so we put the 18-way seats in. They're more comfortable, give you more options, and we're going to put our rear seats in to bring us more leather, more stitching, more opportunities, and get rid of the plastic in the interior. Always put seat ventilation in if you're choosing leather, particularly if you're in hot climates like us in South Africa. We're going to pop down to the interior here, and we're going to select this option over here. This is going to allow us to put leather stitching yellow throughout and leather inserts that are yellow throughout the interior. It's not quite the same yellow as the exterior, but you're never going to tell the difference. Look at this from the exterior. These windows will be slightly tinted in real life, and so your eye will never tell the difference. From a interior decor perspective, as usual, I'm going to go for the leather inserts. Why? Well, because we can't pull the exterior color in on this occasion, which would be a very interesting option on this one, given that it's yellow. And because the leather makes the interior more plush, it fills in the gaps between the silver shade and the other plastic elements. And you'll be surprised how often you end up putting the heel of your hand on the dash while using the infotainment screen. It's worth it every single time. We're going to add as well to the dashboard and to the doors more leather, bringing in stitching on here and getting rid of the plastic. It brings in more leather on the dashboard and brings in stitching around the clock, which is what we want. Seatbelts, we're going to add for ourselves some colored seatbelts. Of course, we're going to drop in those racing yellow seatbelts over there. We have the Porsche crests onto the seats there. Because we're sparing no expense, we're going to put our seat consoles in leather, allowing us to bring the yellow stitching in as well and getting rid of the plastic I hate so much in these 911s. All right, let's change out that steering wheel to a proper, practical and usable daily driver steering wheel, heated GT leather. It too will bring in the yellow stitching for you over here. We'll put some leather behind the steering wheel, again, because it'll bring the stitching in for us over here, and because it gets rid of the plastic and we're sparing no expense. We'll upgrade our gear stick over here to one that includes chrome and leather. The other one is just plastic. This has now got your chrome elements on the outside and in the middle, and it brings the leather into the middle. We're going to leather up our vents as well. I've had people say, who on earth would leather up their vents? Well, only someone spending 5 million rand on their car would do that. Pulls in the leather stitching and all the vents get made plush leather. And we're going to put the GTS on the armrest over here. That is a deep print in there. It's beautiful. And it really now makes this car something special. We always add the leather sun visors. They are plush. They are beautiful. And we're going to pull through the stitching into the plastic box around the rearview mirror in the middle over here. Bring in the aluminium pedals. It harkens back to the old 911s. Looks better. We're going to leather up the fuse boxes as well, bringing in the yellow stitching for them. And we're going to put in our illuminated door sills in the black high gloss chrome, pulling that theme and that component through to the interior. And we're going to leather the doors with yellow stitching as well. The door sills over here, people complain that they get scuffed. They do not get scuffed. I promise you. Zoom in over here and you will see them there. That's one line. You get another line on the outside and all of this is leathered. It is absolutely beautiful. and it's pulling through that yellow theme from the exterior for us. Okay, powertrain, let's fix up what's happening on this exterior over here. We have got our first opportunity in a long time to use the yellow calipers. Some of you are dying for your yellow calipers. Well, now on this occasion, I will allow it. If you look there now, ladies and gentlemen, you've got your yellow, but you've had to pay 300,000 Rand to get your ceramic composite brakes. I hate them because they're high maintenance, they're squeaky, and they're expensive. You don't need them. And so I still suggest that all you do is pay 1/10 of the price and get the black high gloss in on this particular spec. We're going to add our sports tailpipes on the back in silver as well, because we want that chrome to pull through from the sides to the rear and the interior. So we add them over there. From the GTS range up, always go for the aero kit. In this particular case, particularly because it's a Carrera 4 GTS, we want to make it look aggressive. We want to get rid of all the matte black that we can on this car and turn this into a real 5 million Rand 911. I love what this does to the car. It adds to the car by getting rid of the matte black around the exhaust. It brings in the high gloss here. It brings in the high gloss aggressive spoiler on the back. It brings a ducktail in, a proper ducktail on the back with the extra brake light over there. You get the side sills now in high gloss, and it adds a high gloss sill on the front lip over here, and it gives you some high gloss surrounds in here to get rid of the matte black. One button, and it's changed the entire aesthetic of this car. From an exterior design, all I would add from here is the high gloss surrounds around the window. Standard 911s come with black around the windows, but it's a rubber type black, and so it looks a bit gray. And then we want to add the black door handles. Always. It breaks up this huge yellow panel. Look at the length of that, and it pops out, and it gives your eye something to catch. Then on the roof, we want this high gloss black to pull the whole way through, so we select the glass sunroof for two reasons. First, it brings the high gloss black through on the vehicle, which is incredible. And two is you're never going to open the sunroof. So here you get to open the curtain underneath and bring all that extra light in. Much more practical, much more usable. And it just looks so good having the black over the top of the vehicle. It makes such a massive difference to the aggressive nature of this vehicle. Lettering decals, we don't have to do anything. The GTS comes with high gloss lettering at the back standard. So that's all good for us on this occasion. And all we have left to do then is add a few tech items. We put the surround view on always for parking assist. It makes a massive difference in your practical driving of the vehicle. I promise you, really worth it. We're not going to add anything other than the standard cruise control to the vehicle because we don't want that pimple on the front. We want that nice, clean cut front on the vehicle. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to add our comfort access or Porsche entry. You always want that. We're not spending 4 million Rand on a car not to have that. And we're going to add our Porsche dash cam preparation so no one's cutting up all the leather that we've added to this vehicle. From an infotainment perspective, ladies and gentlemen, again, completely up to you. The Bose system is a great system. It'll be plenty for you. It comes with color-coded speaker covers to the leather that you've chosen. Alternatively, you can spend the 85,000 Rand more on the Burmeister system and add the chrome speaker plates throughout and the upgraded sound system. Audiophiles will know whether the sound is better. You won't, but if you've got the cash, the chrome speakers covers are fantastic. They look amazing in real life in the 911. Go for it if you've got the cash. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look at what we have spec'd up here today. There it is. It's our signal yellow GTS 4 911 with its yellowed interior with black leather, 3 components, high gloss chrome, high gloss black, and the signal yellow paint. Absolutely beautiful, pulling through the chrome on all the elements of the vehicle and over the top with the glass sunroof. This is a spectacular vehicle. I love the high gloss aero kit, what it does to the front, and that leather pulling through with the yellow seatbelts inside from the front view. The rear looks incredible with that aero kit. The interior touching the yellow through its stitching and yellow inserts on the black leather seats. Absolutely love this vehicle. It's a masterpiece. I don't like yellow, but that is a beautiful yellow 911 GTS 4 Carrera. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, another crazy spec by My Perfect Car. While I say it's crazy, I think it's absolutely spectacular. If you've got the budget, we can build anything. The most important thing is that you do not mess up your multi-million Rand purchase. Jump onto my website, www.myperfectcar.co.za, and I will help you, as I have helped many of you so far. Take the time. It's worth it. Think of the money you're spending. See you soon.